the bus just stops accelerating, period. And we're stuck on the side of the road, like on the loop that goes through Chicago, so it's really busy. It's like 6 o'clock. He was like, I was laying on the bed, and the guy was like, hey, you should probably get behind the wheel just in case you pop off. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then I get up there, and I'm like at the wheel, and I realize what is holding us. They have these, for the tow thing, it's just like these clamps that go underneath the wheel. And that's it. That's the only thing keeping this bus and all of us like from like falling. So we rode the roller coaster all the way to the BP, like 4 miles. I treated myself like a victim, like, oh, it's the world's fault that, you know, all this shit is happening to me. But it's all my fault. I allowed things to affect me in such a negative manner that I created everything else, or I touched everything else negatively. And therefore just created this big old black hole. You can do the same thing with positivity.
This is Mikey's friend Travis, who lives in Chicago. Travis raced to us where we were, outside of the city of Chicago, to scoop us up and race us back into the city of Chicago to get Mikey to his show in time, which we did.
If you really want to be nice, give a giggle when I grin.
I feel like practicing unconditional love creates more, creates a rivet. It all comes back to you. Traveling and being the person that you are and putting off more of what you have to offer, like, it all comes back and you magnetically charge one another and keep attracting one another.
Yeah. Anybody fucks with you guys,
I do. When I was in strings class in like 4th grade, the cello teacher straight up told me after our first show, our first symphony show or whatever, she was like, you are the worst musician I have ever met. You need to stop playing the cello. And so she kicked me out of strings. So I was like, well, fuck you, I'm gonna bang on some drums. So then I joined band and learned how to read sheet music and stuff. And then I got kicked out of the band for mooning the whole class. I was a crazy little kid. I don't know. I was always... I hated school, and I hated all of just everything about all the kids, and I got made fun of all the time. So I just reacted by getting in trouble all the time. Usually while I write, it's usually when in transit. Like when I'm walking, when I'm driving that really slow-ass bus across the country, 55 miles per hour, singing songs about little brother, singing songs about, the end of the world. So these 2 guys come up to me directly after I get off stage, and they're like, hey, we're really good mechanics, and we can go look at it tomorrow and try and get you out of here and do it for free. I was like, well, of course. So we did that. They had no clue what they were signing up for. We spent 8 hours trying to fix it. We changed the spark plugs, the fuel injectors, the fuel filter, the fuel injectors, and the distributor cap. That took the first day. The next day, it's fucking raining like crazy. It's 43 degrees with the Chicago wind chill.
Did you stay in the bus that night in the
No.
parking lot?
Oh no! Meanwhile, the ladies were. So after the show, we come out and everybody is just like wanting to help. Everybody, and it's the skinhead bar that I always play at. There are all these like hardcore motherfuckers, but they're just the sweetest. And so the band that played before us, the Dirty Generals, they took me and the ladies in, but mainly the ladies because I was just working the whole time, trying to get that bus going. And if it's from Iowa, it's called a Whack-A-Don't. If it's from Wisconsin, it's from a Whack-A-Don't-You-Know.
My last experience in Chicago, before this one, had been another kind of tour thing. And it was shit, it was just awful. And I was like, I'm never fucking coming back to Chicago. Fuck this place. And now, after this, I still hate Chicago. Chicago is like the city that I like least am like excited to visit still. But my foot's in the door about Chicago. I like it. It's not the place. The place stresses me out. The traffic stresses me out. The L train can go fuck itself. But the people that we met and came in contact with and the experiences I had and all the love that just like poured out from all these people who took time out of their day and out of their life to be a part of ours. If you still think shitty people exist in the world, that's stupid. Because I don't think that the world is only full of shitty people at all, especially after experiencing something like that. I already miss everyone that I only knew for 2 days. They feel like lifelong friends. So Chicago and I are all right with each other for now.